Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And for this week's O-Gauge product review, we're going to be taking a look at this Lionel checkered flag boxcar. Now this is an O-27 type boxcar, so what that means is this is not a true to O scale boxcar. So this thing is undersized. It's intentionally built undersized. It's what you would find typically in Lionel's beginner type train sets, and it's meant to more simulate a prototype than specifically model a prototype. So, as I've said before in several videos, we have three flavors of trains in O scale. We've got obviously O scale, true 1 inch equals 48 inches on the real thing. You have standard O, which is a happy medium. You get the scale size and some of the scale details without the scale price. And then you have O-27, which when most people think of Lionel trains, this is what they think of, the O-27 type trains. Post-war era train set running around the Christmas tree, that sort of thing. This is actually an item from a train set breakup. It is from the NASCAR Ready to Run diesel GP38 freight set, which was cataloged, I want to say 2008, 2009, and maybe 2010. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, but somewhere in that age range. You can see this thing says, okay, maybe 2006 to 2007. This thing says built by Lionel 2006. I know Lionel had stuff in their catalog for NASCAR stuff from 2008 to 2009 as well. So first thing you see is you got this nice checkered flag detail here, which if you're a race fan like me, you know that checkered flag is the flag that ends the race. So that's a cool detail there. The decal does not completely wrap around the cast-on grab irons or the cast-on ladder rungs. You can see a little crack here, almost like they sliced the decal to just fit over top of it instead of wrapping all the way around it. Which is fine, it's not a big thing. You're really not going to notice it when this thing is on a train going around the railroad like it's supposed to. You have some nice rivet detailing all throughout the body of the car to simulate the individual panels of the freight car. You have these plastic 100-ton roller bearing trucks, of course, given that this is an O-27 model and it's not going to have anywhere near the detail of an O-gauge or O-scale model. The trucks are one piece and the roller bearings are not, they do not have the rotating bearing cap. You have this nice detailing on the door. You have the door latch detailing here. And of course, as is standard on Lionel freight or boxcars, the door does open to reveal the NASCAR Nextel Cup trophy securely loaded inside of the freight car. We take a look at the B end of this freight car. You can see that there is a cast-on full-height ladder, which corresponds with the full-height ladder on this corner of the car. You have a separately applied handbrake wheel. You have a little brakeman's perch here. There's supposed to be a waybill board here. You have a halfway decent attempt at the dreadnought ends of this type of boxcar. You have polling pockets. The operating magnetic knuckle couplers. Now these are plastic, not metal. We look at the underside of the car. You actually see a fairly decent attempt on Lionel's part at some underframe detailing. So you have some scant frame details, as well as some minimalistic brake rigging details. You got a emergency and service reservoir here, as well as the air brake piston and triple valve here, and the lines running between all three of those brake components are cast on to the underside of this car. Now, I've never seen this stuff here. It's always been more toward the middle of the car, somewhere in this area here, in relation to the B end of the car. You have metal wheels which have a little bit of superficial rust on them, no big deal. And you can see this little thumbtack looking device here. That is so you can operate the magnetic knuckle coupler with a Lionel uncoupling track section or similar product. And if you don't want to activate it magnetically, you can use this little tab here on the side of the coupler body to manually uncouple the car. Taking a peek here at the roof, you see some decent rivet detailing between all of the individual body panels of the roof. You have a cast-on brakeman's walkway with simulated grate type effect with cast-on grab irons in each corner of the car, corresponding with the location of the full height ladders of the car. Now, as I said, this is an O-27 type freight car, so that means that this freight car can operate on curvature as tight as O-27. Now, for those of you that may not know, O-gauge is different than HO scale in a lot of regards. First of which, obviously, is physical size of the models. Secondly, is the way that we in the O-gauge hobby tend to measure curvature of track versus the way that HO scale does. HO scale, curvature of track, is measured in terms of radius. So 18-inch track or 18-inch radius curves is measuring from the center of the circle to the outside of the curve. O scale, we tend to take the simple and more plain approach of diameter. So O-27 is a 27-inch diameter circle of track. 20 versus HO scale, if you say 27-inch curves, most HO scalers are going to think you're talking about a 54-inch curve. It's diameter curve, so there's a difference. We are going to cup this guy, as I said, it will run on O-27 curves. It will run on any curvature of O-gauge track commercially on the market. And so these O-72 curves on the the South Texas Railroad are going to be no problem for it. But we're going to throw it on a real short little NASCAR themed train and run it around with the NASCAR GP38.